Hello there, yarn lovers. It's Gary, and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on the west coast of Canada. How are you all doing? I hope you're well and staying safe on this Saturday afternoon. It is March the 22nd, 2025, and for those of us who live in the Northern Hemisphere, I hope you're embarking on a wonderful few days of spring. And for those folk who live in the Southern Hemisphere, I believe you are just starting your fall or autumn season. Around here, we're getting into double digits, which is lovely. We're still able to wear transitional pieces like scarves and shawls, the lighter weight stuff, and sweater vests, which is one of my favorite things to make. So I hope that you're embracing all those wonderful flowers and colors up here in the Northern Hemisphere. So we've got some daffodils that are blooming from bulbs, and we also have some tulips, so it's looking wonderful. And I do love spring. Spring's one of my favorite seasons. So if you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I've set this channel up to talk about all of my yarny adventures. That's in knitting, crocheting. I also talk about my acquisitions where I purchase my yarn or also my craft. So if that's of interest, then please stick around. And for those who have returned, I want to say welcome back. I absolutely appreciate all the comments in the last video that I dropped concerning what to do on a blanket that I'm making. It's a crocheted piece and I'm wanting to know how to join all these hexies together, and I had a dilemma on what kind of color to choose. So I got a lot of suggestions, and all of them gave me visions of how I could treat the different types of colors and what kind of joining stitch. So I do appreciate that. I've whittled it down to 3 options only because I have this already in my collection, and I think I'm going to go with one of the 3. So black being one, it's like a charcoal black from Lion Brand. There's another ball there from Red Heart, and it's a tweed variety, so it has little bits of flecks in it, and that's kind of like a dark grey denim color. And then there is another Lion brand called Respun. I think it's a recycled acrylic base with polyester, and that's another one in a dark denim. So those are the ones that I'm going to play around with and see. I do have a purple as well, which is a different weight altogether, so I'm not sure whether it will pair well with that hexie. So I want to thank all of those people who commented. It was a great suggestion. So yeah, what have I got for you in this video is some purchases that I made from Yarnspiration. Now I've got 2 separate orders here, and I am batching them together because it just makes sense. There was one from a sale in early February. It wasn't on the entire site, but it was, I got some biddy stripes that were on sale at the time, I think at 25% off. And then in March, early March, they had a all site 40% off sale on Yarnspirations. It's no longer going on, but I did take advantage of that and got some extra colors that weren't available to me at the first order that I made in February. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you the colors that I got, as well as another collection here. Actually, there are 2 more collections, 3 altogether that I've got to show you, and I'm equally excited about all of them. So before we get going on that, I normally talk about what Hank, my man form here, is wearing and what I'm wearing. So Hank's wearing a knitted shawl that I finished up, I think maybe about almost 10 months ago, and it is to the knit pattern called the Colourist, and it's by a designer called Lisa Haynes. What I'm wearing is a crocheted wrap. It's kind of like a scarf kind of wrap. It's quite a involved, maybe 12-inch kind of thick, and it goes to I'm going to say around 9 feet long, so it wraps around, can wrap around a few times, and it's a crochet piece that is called Dream and Shine, and this is by the designer Morben Designs. I will include any designers that I mentioned down below or patterns in the description box, so if you're interested in finding out a little bit more, you'll go there and yeah, link on to any of those. Also down there you'll find how to reach me, in the description box. If you want to email me, my email address is down there as well. If you want to support the channel, there are some affiliate links. And if you do use those links and link to the shop to go and, you know, I guess go shopping for yarn or your tools, whatever, a small commission comes back to the channel and I put it back into the channel, and that really helps me out. So thank you for those who have used those links in the past. Okay, so shall we get going on the orders that I made? The first one I'm seeing down here, I'm going to look down because I have my laptop here and it's got all the details. First one was on February the 8th, 2025, and I made this order from Yarnspirations. My orders will be all in Canadian currency because my settings on Yarnspiration are set to reflect my currency. So if you come from another part of the world, you might want to do your own conversion to see whether or not this is a great deal. There was a sale on this particular time on certain yarns that I was purchasing, one of them being the Bitty Stripes, and I think there was like a 25% off. So I will give you the discounted price and the regular price that is featured now on the website. Okay, so here we go. The first order, I will start with the Bitty Stripes, seeing that we are here. I got 4 of the colorway that wasn't available to me when I first made another order, maybe as early as January. So pretty much I've made a Yarnspiration order now 3 times in 2025, one in January, one in February, and one in March. So this is the February one. And this color here of the Bitty Stripes, Red Heart Bitty Stripes, is that upside down? I can't tell. Yes, it is. There we go. Is in the colorway called Rainbow. I absolutely love that. Yeah, it's, as you can tell, it goes through all those wonderful colors, and you can get a sense of it not being a full saturation. So we are getting a slight wash feel of the color going across the yarn itself. So we see base color there. I like that because it gives a lovely effect when you're working it up. There are some heathered quality to it. So each of the colors that it runs through has tonal value, but it also has a batik value where you see some base yarn underneath. It is a 4-weight yarn. They are suggesting here to use a 5.5mm crochet hook or a 5mm set of knitting needles. Washing instructions are that you can machine wash this on a warm, gentle cycle. And can you tumble dry? It looks like you can on a gentle cycle. Yeah, it's 100% acrylic. The yardage and meterage that I'm getting in this it is 283 grams in this ball, offering up 515 yards or 471 meters. It is a yarn that is remanufactured. I don't know. This is the hardest thing to always find on these balls, is where it's manufactured. So I'm not sure. Oh, it says here it's made in, it looks like Turkey. Made in Turkey. It's a lovely plump 4-weight, and the softness factor of this sits right in the middle. So I always rate my yarns when I feel them at a 5. So 0 being the roughest, 5 being the softest. This is in the middle. So I'm going to give it a 2.5. And I got 4 of these. So sometimes when you order them by 2s or 3s, Yarnspiration will give them their separate own bags. So, and sometimes they don't. So depending on whether or not the, I guess the skeins have been broken up in for other orders, you might see them in a sleeve like this, or you might see them placed at random without sleeves. So I really like this color. I'm thinking more blankets. Let's check out that 4-weight, and I think it's quite a nice plump medium twist. Yeah. Okay, it's got the Okio check stamp of approval, and that's that to say that it's been tested against harmful substances, which I think it's a great reassurance that these colors aren't going to like do something nasty to your skin, or you know, create a reaction there that you're not expecting. So yeah, love it, love it, love it. So at the time of the sale, these were being sold for $7.50. Currently right now on their website, just going to pull it up here, it's $12.50 per one. So when I purchased it, I got them for $7.50, and at the regular price it is $12.50 Canadian. Okay, next up, same style of yarn here that I'm getting to show you, and this one is one of the ones that I did not get in the January purchase, but I did get it in the February. And I got 2 balls of this. These are stronger colors in the sense that they're deeper, I should say. They're deeper colors than the rainbow. So I'm getting a very dark denim blue, almost bordering on a purpley blue, I guess. And then there is a strong red in there as well. And there's some green. So just to compare, this was the rainbow one. And this one here is called, I believe it's called Crayon Box. No, it's called Sunset Beach. My apologies. Sunset Beach. So I've got 2 of those. I really like the color in this one as well. And Sunset Beach, again, same price. When I purchased it for the sale, it was $7.50. The next 2 that I got. Now, I got this colorway in the previous order in January of this year, but I wanted to add to it because I needed one that was more of a neutral color. So I got 2 more of the Moonbeam colorway in the Biddy Stripes. I'm thinking of using Biddy Stripes for a crocheted blanket, and I did receive a pattern in a guy with a hook. I believe it's called the Rainbow Subway blanket, and that's the one that I will be using, a combination of this beigey type brown neutral with one of, I don't know what color I'm going to use in the background yet, perhaps maybe the rainbow one, or there is other ones that I'm going to show you. I haven't quite figured out which one I'm going to use, but I'll include that in the description box below to the pattern that I think I'm going to be using with these Biddy Stripes. Now, the next thing that I purchased as well in the February order was 3 of these hanks, and this is, or balls I should say, or skeins. This is the Yarnspirations Caron Jumbo Ombré, and this was in the colorway called Sunset. So I'll read you a little bit about this and then give you the price. I don't think I got a discount on this one. I'm not too sure. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I'll tell you in a moment when I look at my invoice. So 3 of those. Okay, I'm getting 340 grams in here, offering up 595 yards or 544 meters. The colorway is called Sunset. I think I might have mentioned that. It's a 4-weight yarn, 5mm set of knitting needles, or a 5mm crochet hook suggestion. You can machine wash this and tumble dry. It's 100% acrylic, and you are made in, again, here we go around and around, trying to find where it is that it's made in India. I really like this color. I was thinking of doing more of a textural crocheted blanket, perhaps maybe in a round. I am working right now on some Bebe blanket crochet patterns, and I've got a sea glass one yet to do, and I'm working on one that I absolutely love called the Cozy Cuddles blanket, and I think maybe a color like this would go into one of those Bebe blanket patterns. Absolutely love it. Now, I'm seeing here that I paid $12 even for 1 ball, So the 3 of them together with all that yardage, I spent $36 Canadian. So right now they're selling for $12.50 online. So I don't believe, I might have got 50 cents off of those because at the point of purchase, there wasn't any sale on those 3. Okay, so that was number 1 box emptied. And now I'm going to show my next one. So I'm going to clean up around here and we'll look at the March order that I purchased. Some more yarn from Yarnspiration. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, set up for my second box. I'm looking down here at my iPad. It's telling me that I purchased this March the 1st, 2025. And this was the sale that was site-wide, 40% off. And again, my price points will be in Canadian currency. Because I just described to you the Caron Ombré and the details, I have purchased another one here in a different colorway. And this one is called Lake Mist. I'll take it out so we can have a look at the colors. So I got 2 of these. And my price point is grouping the 2 together. So it will be half of $17.30. I don't know how much that is. $8.75 or something? Who knows? I think it's $8.75 at a guess. And look at that beautiful color. Again, it's called Lake Mist. And I got 2 of them because I'm thinking of blankets with these. I just love the opportunity to have a nice variance of color, and if I need to color control, I can clip them out, combine the colors together and go further in case I need to go further. Or these are also lovely in some chevron blankets that are around, I'm thinking, because you choose a width that measures up the proper thickness or a nice thickness in the color that you like, going so many rows or so many stitches across, and then it'll be the same all the way through. And I like that idea. So yeah, these are the 2 that I got. Again, the price point right now on those Caron Ombres, if you were to get it at the regular price, is $12.50 or 49 cents on the website. And now we'll go to the next, which is more bitty stripes. And I gave you the breakdown already of this one. When I went on the website to purchase, there were a few colors that weren't available to me. Both the January and the February purchase that I made, they look like they got new colors. So I was like, this is great. They were on offer, so I thought I'd grab some more because the colors were available. And I think I got 4 of these in the colorway called Unicorn Mane. So there's the Unicorn Mane color. And just got to double check because some of these look very close to one another. Yeah, I got 4 of them. And I got these for $6.75 each. So a bigger discount than the first time that I purchased them in February. So let's take a look at the unicorn colors. Sorry, the Unicorn Mane. I'm getting more purples in there, some sort of aquamarine greens, jades. I love that. It's probably, if I had to rate my favorites, I'm going to say that so far out of all of them, I think it's the Pastel Rainbow and then the Unicorn Mane are my favorites. And then there is another one in here that I really like as well, which I'll show you. I think the Sunset one is another second favorite of mine. So yeah, absolutely love it. Maybe I can show you all of them together at the end and we can do a bit of a comparison. I also got 3 of these ones here, which are I'm going to say they're rich colors as well, deeper, similar to the one that is the sunset one. We've got stronger blues, greens, like an emerald green, and what looks to be like a terracotta orange. And are these the same? I think these are all the same. So this colorway here is called Crayon Box. So I got 3 of those crayon boxes. Absolutely love it. Another one that I thought I would really like, because greens are my favorite, and I do like sea greens, but surprisingly enough, it's not my favorite. So I got 2 of these, and I wanted to check it out. It's called Seaweed. Look at that. Just double check to see if it's called, yep, Seaweed. I think what it is that doesn't make me feel like I'm loving it as much is because the tones of it are very, like the tone of the color, there's some light pastel in there, and then it goes quite deep and dark. If they were kind of all the same strength, I think maybe I would like it a bit more. Or maybe it was a slightly different green and blue. But yeah, got those 2. Love those. And I was really wanting to see this raspberry one. When I went shopping in February, I was like, they had this on there, but it had the stroke line going through it saying not in stock. And I thought, oh, I do like the raspberry color. So I got this one here. I got 2 of them. And this one is called Love Bug. So we're getting more of the hot pinks, raspberry, purples. And I got 2 of those. And I like this one a lot. I think this one will go well with a few of the other ones if I want to combine them together. So maybe more of the purples, ones that have red in them. So I got 2 of those. And even my Caron Ombré in the sunset colorway would go nicely with this raspberry and purpley color one. All right, so shipping. Let's talk about shipping. The first order, both of these orders shipped to me with Canada Post, and it came from Ontario, so there was no border crossing. I didn't have to deal with any of the customs or duties because Yarnspiration is a Canadian store, and it shipped from Ontario and came across to me in British Columbia. It took around, I'm going to say, for them to box it and say that they had the shipment ready to go and be collected, it took about 3 days for the first order. The second order took about a week to leave their dispatch center. And then journeying it across half of Canada towards the west coast where I am, it took about another week. So for one instance, it was around 2 weeks. For the other instance, it was around 3 weeks. And I think it was because they had that 40% sale, that there was a lot of backlog, that there was maybe perhaps, I guess, the influx of orders that they had to go through. So it was busier. So they had to get to my order, and it took a little longer. They also charged me shipping fees. So for the first one, $0 for shipping. I guess I went over a threshold, but they did charge me for GST, PST. So $5.54 for my GST and $7.76 for my PST. So where I live in British Columbia, we have a provincial tax, and then we have an overarching federal tax as well, like a Canadian tax. So those are the 2 that I had to pay in order to get my shipment. Second one, which was March, I did pay shipping. I paid $13 for shipping. I thought that was a remarkable deal with all of those balls of yarn that I just showed you. And I was charged GST $4.91 and PST $6.85. So around $11 all up. And that's all the orders. So let's take a look. I'll just stop the camera and show you all the colors and tell you which ones I think are so extremely close that they should have gone in a different direction with colors and what might be missing in their collection. I didn't get all of the colorways because there is one called Mermaid. I didn't get that one. I don't think I got that one. Maybe I did, but I'll show you them all and I will come back to you with some kind of like ideas on which ones I think they're lacking in. I'll be back soon. Okay, so these are all the colors that I got out of the Biddy stripes. This one here is probably one of my favorites. It's called the Faded or the Pastel Rainbow. And then I believe this one is one of my favorites. It's called Unicorn Mane. I think these two are very close. This one's Pink Lemonade and the other raspberry one down here, which is called Love Bug. I think that there's slightly enough variation there to say that, yes, it could be a colorway, but I think, if anything, that there's lacking orange and yellow options. I know that they had a rattan, which was a brown one, and I didn't get that one. So I really like the Love Bug, which is the bottom one here, the raspberry, this one here, and the Unicorn Mane. The other one that I really like that's got the more oomph in the colorway is possibly the Sunset Beach. So I really like those. Yeah, which one's your favorite? Let me know. And have you used these before? Let me know if you have, what stitch you liked using them with to get the best results from the color variation, as well as if there is a special pattern. Now, I feel like I'm having a hard time holding these up because they're very heavy. I thought I'd just jump back in here real quick to say a proper goodbye without having all of that yarn in my hand, but also to flag that there's some exciting things coming up in the channel that I'd love for you to stick around. Later down in the month, I will be talking about a Canadian yarn dyer that I purchased recently from, and they're called Rose Hill Yarns, and I'll talk more about them at length in the next few videos that I do. I've purchased some birthday yarns. It's my birthday coming up this Tuesday, so about 3 days away, 4 days away. So if I do get a video out before then, it'll probably talk about those birthday yarns, but I'm thinking it's probably not going to happen until after my birthday. I also have some fun things to talk about on new developments with works that I've been plowing away on and finding a newfound love for a crochet stitch or a crochet technique, and I'll share that with you as well in an upcoming update video. And I believe that's it. So I want to wish everyone a wonderful rest of their March. I'll probably catch up with you before the month is out. And yeah, let's have a fun spring. I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye for now.